everyone. Hi, how you guys doing? Well, I had a dream last night, and this dream has started off like I was in the school. I don't know, lately all my dreams been starting off like that. I'm always in this school. But this time this school around, like most of the time the school looked like like a regular school. You would think this is just a regular school. But this school was quite luxurious. Yeah, it looked it quite luxurious. And as I'm looking at this school, I'm like, wow, this is actually a pretty nice school. So I'm walking in the hallway and I'm going to my class, and I'm sitting down on the table, the desk, one of my desks in the school, in the classroom. And I noticed that I was taking a test. Yeah, I was taking a test. I don't usually take tests when I'm in the school. I'm usually sitting down, listening to the teacher, paying attention to the teacher. But this time I was taking a test. And when I took the test, when I was complete with my test, I think a few hours went by. I went to the front desk. Yeah, it was like this front desk. Like I said, this school was pretty luxurious. And when I went to the front desk to get my test results, they told me that my results are in. Sorry, my results are in. And as I'm looking over the lady and looking at my grades, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like 6 grades and stuff like that. I had like 2 A's, 2 B's, 1 C, and a D. And I was like, a D? I was like, oh Lord. I was already upset about the C, but a D? And then I was like, oh man, I failed the test. And then the lady was like, no, you didn't. You passed. I was like, I passed with a D? And she was like, yeah. I was like, how so? Isn't the D really, really bad? She was like, no, basically the D was how hard you were struggling. And the part where I was struggling was being patient. You're not very patient. So the harder the tax is, the more complicated things is in your life, which is you're impatient. You're not a patient person. You're not doing very well with the patient. And I was like, wow. So this is actually grading the way that I am. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, so I got a D because I'm not patient? I was like, oh man, I'm failing. Patient. I am not doing very well with being patient. I was like, oh wow. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not a very patient person. And lately, a lot of things in my life I noticed I have not been really patient on. And then I was like, okay, what about the C? Why do I have the C? And she was like telling me, the C is something you're struggling with, but it's not that bad. Let's say you will have forgiveness in your heart, but you don't know how to communicate with the person. Once you forgive them, you still have a hard way of letting things go. Like you still remember all the things they've done to you. So the C is you forgave them, but you don't know how to let it go. So once you forgive somebody, you have to also let it go, move on and let go. So you have a hard time of letting things go, even though you choose to forgive the person. So that's why you had to see. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, oh my gosh, she's right. I was like, wow. So I was learning a lot from this. And then I was like, B, B, A. Okay, so what are all those? And they were like, well, those are the things you're so good at. Like these things are, you don't have to worry about any of those, that part of your life. You're doing great. You're doing excellent. A is excellent, and a B is like you're doing great. You're doing good. So I was like, oh, okay. So so that's what I got in my grade, and while I was in school, I was like, okay, wow. So, and then she told me to pass through the door, and when I passed through the door, this all of a sudden the scenery of the dream changed. So the scenery changed and everything, right? And I'm looking like, okay, wow, all of a sudden I was at this beautiful island, and this gorgeous mansion was there. It's just this beautiful mansion was there. And I noticed the owner of the mansion, one of the mansion, it was sitting up in the high, next to the, it was sitting high up in somewhat of a mountain. Like you can see mountain rocks on the side of the wall. And you can just see how beautiful this place was. It was like a paradise. I don't know how to, but all I know is it was just such a paradise. And the mansion, the guy, the owner of the mansion was throwing a party. So this guy was throwing a party, and I noticed all these beautiful people walked into this party. And what I noticed that was so different about these people, everybody came in as a couple. So see, I never got this partner thing. But when I had this dream last night, I watched these people, and this is so strange how these people were all paired up with a couple, and everybody had a partner. It was a guy and a woman. Everybody had a partner. It was not two guys, two women. It was just a woman and a man. That's how I saw it. And they were just perfectly matched up together. Like when you say perfectly matched up together, from personalities, interests, and looks, and everything. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you're looking at these people, they look perfectly made for each other, right? And I'm looking like, wow, like I'm actually getting a lot of insight on this, and I'm looking like, wow, these people look perfect for each other. And like, and the thing about them, they didn't only look perfect with one another, they look identical. Like they look like twins, like a guy and a woman twin. Like they just look so compatible. And I noticed this one couple that walked in, like I don't know who they were, but when they walked in, like my eyes was fixed on them because they were just such a lovely, beautiful couple. And I remember these two couples, I know they were both blonde, pretty light on the skin. They were Caucasian looking, and they were both blonde hair, blue eyes, I think. And I'm looking at them like, wow, these people look so perfect. Like they look like brothers and sisters, but they were not brothers and sisters. I realized that they were a couple. They looked like twins, and they were just perfectly made for one another. And the way they looked at each other, the passion, I mean, they had so much passion for one another. And you can just tell how beautiful these dreamy people look. Okay. And then I noticed the way the guy was looking at the female. He was looking at her with so much love in his eyes, and he was just so drawn to her. She was so drawn to him, and it felt like nothing can overcome these two. And they were just so, and I'm like, the love I saw for these two people, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never experienced anything like that. And I was just like, wow. Like you just felt, you melted inside watching these two. It was just so beautiful. And then it was a lot more than that, but I noticed they had some kind of connection. And I'm looking at them with these connections that they had. Not only that these people were like so connectedly soulmates or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what they were, but they had like a special connection. I'm gonna go into explaining this connection. So I'm looking at these people. Like I said, my eyes was fixed on these two couples, and I noticed we went outside in the back, but everybody was going outside in the back, and in the back it was facing the mountain. And this was like we were low on the mountain, like there was the water, like you can see the ocean. It was just so beautiful. So I noticed a lot of people was jumping in the water, And yeah, so I'm watching all these people jumping into the water, and this the two couple, the blonde couple I was looking at, I noticed the guy came by next to me and the girl was next to me, and they the boy jumped in the water. He jumped in the water and he was swimming, and the way they were swimming was not normal. All these people in the water, they were swimming like fishes, like they were like fish. Like the way they swim was just, it's not like the regular human being swimming. Like it just looked like they were swimming like fish. I can't explain it, but that's as close as I can explain it. That's what I saw. And so everybody was jumping and I wanted to go in. The girl asked me if I wanted to go in. I was like, no, I'm afraid. I don't know how to swim. And my mind was still fixed on not thinking that I can't swim. So all of a sudden, I noticed the guy started feeling pain in his body. Like, I don't know if he got stung by a jellyfish or something like that, but something was aching him, so was hurting him. So he started screaming and yelling and he was in pain. And then the girl next to me, a few seconds later, the girl that was next to me, the guy's partner, the female, she started screaming and yelling, and she was the same pain she was feeling, he was feeling. I was like, wow, like they're so connected, and they felt each other's pain. And I'm like, is anybody gonna save them? Is anybody gonna save them? So nobody wanted to save the boy. And I was like, I don't know. So I became brave all of a sudden. So I went in the water, and you guys would not believe how I went into the water. I was walking in the water. I know this is crazy, right? But I was walking in the water. You know, like Jesus was walking in the water and was calling Peter to join him. It was like that. I was like walking in the water. I walked in the water, went up to him. He was a quite distance. He was a few distance away. And I walked to him and I picked him up with one hand, grabbed him, picked him up with one hand and made him walk. And when he went to his partner, the pain stopped. Both of them was their pain, whatever connection they had. Like when he stopped yelling, stopped screaming, she stopped yelling, she stopped screaming. It was a remarkable sight. Like I was like, wow. So, and then I went off the shore and I went back on shore, and I was like, wow, I just walk on water. I was like, okay. But I was looking at these couples like, why do you guys feel each other's pain? And they were like looking at me like, I think they can feel everything they feel. Whatever he feels, she feels. And it was like, so these partners, I guess they're going to have the ability to feel each other's pain, each other's sorrows, each other's emotion. And I was just watching all of this, and I actually experienced it. I felt everything they felt. And I was like, it was like I was there and I was watching and I was feeling everything they was feeling. And this is leaving me to where a few nights I've been praying. I was asking God to, confirm to me about this partner thing, because a friend of, a very good friend of mine has been, talking about these partners and stuff like that. And I wanted to know, like, is this real? Everything. I always ask God for confirmation, and I wanted to know if this partner thing was real. And this is what the Lord revealed to me. And it was another dream I had. I watched these two couples, and they were unacceptable. They were unacceptable. They were like perfect. You could not separate these two, and they were perfect for each other. And you just knew, like, you don't see one without another. There's a difference between your partner and seeing you with other people. If you're like the reason why I say that is because I have a bunch of dreams where I see myself training people, being around other people, and it's never the same people. But I believe what I was seeing with these two, like the couple thing, I believe those people are like pure divine soulmates. I don't know if they're soulmate, twin souls, whatever they are. They're like so drawn and connected. I would have to say twin soul, because soulmates don't feel each other pain. I don't think I've ever heard of that. These people were just perfectly align with one another. I cannot explain what I was seeing, but I was shocked to see that I had a dream like that. You guys, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I mean, my friend was right. There is a partner thing. Like, you guys will find them. I mean, a lot of you guys are dreaming of these partners. But one thing I do know, when you do find your partner, it'll be someone who will not be able, like, a lot of people are going around claiming that this person's my partner, and then the other person's not agreeing with that person, and it's like a mess. So I feel like the person who is your partner, not only are they dreaming about you, they're experiencing the same thing you're experiencing, and they're not going to be resentful towards you. They're not going to reject you. They're going to feel exactly what you feel. It's going to be unbearable to resist one another. It's going to be unbearable to not accept that person. So I believe when they do find each other, you guys, like when you do find your partner, you're 144, you're going to have a partner. Period. That's why it's an even number. You're going to have a partner. And that specific partner is just, there's no break in that tie between y'all two. It's gonna be the type of partner you're not gonna lose. Like, this person will be there at all time, and you will see him in your dream. You will dream of this person. Some of you guys are dreaming of them, but they can't see the face. But this person, you will see them. And I don't know. That's what I was getting from all that. Yeah. Don't ask me if I have a partner or anything like that. I don't know. I don't really don't care. But that's what I was getting from all of this. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I love you guys. Take it to the Lord. You know, I always tell you guys, take everything to the Lord, especially something like this. But pray about it and seek and see what the Lord reveals to you. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find what you're seeking. God bless you guys. Love you. May the Lord be with you always.